Hello, welcome back, hope you're all well. And right on cue, it started to rain as I've started to film. As you can see, we're back on the fast Hayter. If you watched last week's video, you'll know that I stripped the billy goat down. So I've got the rear axle for that sitting behind it. Nothing's lined up, it's just plonked there so you can sort of see what's what. I'll show you around in a second. But I've had a few issues. I've been looking at this for 3 days actually. I think it's the third day in a row I've sat here looking at it, and I just couldn't get everything to line up where I want it to line up. And I also moved the engine 2 inches further forward, and I think I've got it sussed now. I could just chuck the engine in there like we said right from the start. I could chuck the engine in there, weld the frame on it and go, but it's not what I want. I want to do it so it's safe, you know. But I've had a few problems with just trying to get it just how I want it, you know. I say nothing's welded, nothing's really changed since March. Yeah, what was it, March, April time, when we started, you know, we did the last bit. We did the grey bit, and that's only tacked together with the stick welder because a lack of gas. So that's only tacked together. But what I'll do is I'll show you around and a few problems that I've had to work out on it, and I think I've got them sussed now. Before we start building it properly. Right, hopefully you can hear me over the rain. Right, I was going to sort of do just a video explaining all the problems and that, but I think it'll be really boring. It's going to be boring enough as it is. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do, and maybe explain why I'm doing it, and hopefully it'll make a bit of sense. Because where you're looking down on it, and I've moved everything how I sort of want it to go, it looks so obvious, but it wasn't obvious at the time. It's moving that engine, say 6 inches further forward. It's just changed things. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. I think I just had a bit of a brain fart for 3 days. So this green plate really is only here as a guide, as a jig. It's level so that I can see what's going on around it. And there may be bits of it remain, maybe not. So I'm usually going to use it as a jig. But there you go, it's just a guide for me. It won't really affect you know, what you're watching, but that's why it's there. Now, obviously you can see that the sprocket for the, I don't know how we can see it, but the sprocket for the gearbox is there, and I've got the sprocket over here for the axle, for the because this is of the billy goat, as you know. Now I could put this the other way up, this axle, and that would be fine, but it means running the engine over to one side a bit more, because it just don't line up, and I can't just move the sprocket because it's on a diff and all the rest of it. So, you know, the easy option for that is to put a jack shaft or a low shaft, whatever you want to call it, in here, and that'll go on. Now I've got it sussed, that will go underneath. Originally I thought I'd just put it on the top because I've got plenty of room. I put it on top, but it's too much of a pull for the chain, especially when I had the engine back here. It was ridiculous. And I don't know what made me think that I've got to keep it on that plate. I really don't know. But like I say, I had the body on it, and then I realised, I had a good look around it and went, oh, this is silly. There's loads of them. So the shaft to go about there, and then what I'm going to do is make, this has still got the sump guard on, but we'll get rid of that. I'm going to try to mount this bottom bracket. For now, when I start, I'll probably mount it onto the green plate to start off with, and then what I'll do is I'll bring out some bars to the side to brace it, and then here on the top here I'm just going to put a bit of angle on here and a bit of angle on there. I'm going to bolt, I did say bolt, a bit of box across there like that, so it's like a cross member, and bring out a couple of sort of plates out to make it like an engine mount on this cross member. But the reason for bolting that is because I want to be able to just sort of take it out of the way when I need to work on the engine, or need to take the engine out for any reason. I know we're going to have to do the clutch on it, so once it's all in there and all lined up and everything, we'll probably be ripping it out again for that. Then I'm going to make a mount for the front of it. At the moment it's still got part of the frame on the actual engine mount. Maybe I'll use that to start with, and then we'll alter that as we go along. It's a matter of getting it up in the air, mounting, you know, putting it everywhere, putting it where it should be, and then once we've got everything welded, we can cut things away and add things, and as you know. And then I'm going to bring a frame up around the edge. I don't know how we can see when we hand it, but there's a frame around here, because originally all it was to hold the body up is a plate on here will come up about a foot or so, and it bolted onto the back of the bodywork, and that lifted the whole bodywork up. And that had to hold, I'll show you when we get it a body on, and that had to hold the whole weight of the body plus the seat plus me, you know. And I'm thinking with a bit of speed and cornering, that's not too good. It's raining hard, so hopefully you can hear me, and I've got the door open, so I'm thinking the damp might be coming, so it looks a bit misty in here. But yeah, so I'll show you that in a minute. So anyway, I'll build this frame up, and then we'll bring a bar across here, and it will do this top mount, so it will hold it again. Like I say, if you use a CG engine, or Honda engine with a CG, it won't have this, because they only did this bit for the dirt bikes, apparently, so I've been told. So that all makes sense, how it's going to fit in there. The problem I've got is a brake, because if I put a disc on here, it will only lock one wheel because of the diff, and that's not good. That won't stop you. One of the things I've seen done, and I'm definitely not going to do it, 100% not going to do it, is put a brake on the jack shaft, so it locks up, and it's like having a car in gear, you know, without the engine running. It won't roll down because the sprocket's being held, and the wheels like to turn, when the sprocket's being held, the wheels like to turn in opposite directions. So yeah, but that is just bloody dangerous, because if you brake and the chain slips, you've got no brakes. If the chain falls off or it snaps, you've got no brakes. And like I say, that's not good. Anything sort of above 10 mile an hour, because it's going to hurt. And it's going to cause you damage to other people's vehicles or whatever you plough into, people. So that's definitely not happening. So it looks like I'm going to have to lock the diff. That looks the best option. Then that means we may have trouble with the steering, but we'll worry about that when we go, because obviously we've got no camber or nothing on the steering, because I'm trying to keep it fairly standard looking, if you know what I mean. But maybe we'll end up putting our own axle on it, making an axle. I haven't got a problem doing that. It just makes the job. I'm trying to. Originally, what the problem was, and the reason I've been spending so much time looking at it, is because I didn't want to make it that sort of job, you know, where it was going to be complicated. But I wanted to build it so it was safe. It might look a piece of shit when we tack in and bird shit welding on it at the moment, but when it's done, it will be safe, you know. Because it won't just be where he uses this, you know. And like, so most of this will be gone, so it'll be like hopefully like a space frame. It'll look pretty neat as well. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the bodywork on, because I haven't checked. I don't know if I mentioned it. I haven't checked since I moved it forward with the exhaust if I've got room. So I'm going to put the body on it. It can come back. It won't come back as much as it needs to, really. If it comes back a couple of inches, it's fine. Now I've got it sussed out. Now I've got it all sussed out. Let's put the body on and have a look. Oh, it fits in there, piece of piss. It's yeah, there's loads of room in there, as you can see. I'll show you a close up in a second. I may even be able to move the engine even further forward. and put the exhaust round the framework. Mind you, it might cause hassle getting in and out, thinking about it, but I'll show you anyway. You can see the engine's not straight in there, but I could, and that sounds silly, but I could, when I put my own mounting on, bring that engine forward and put obviously cut this bit out, this bit here, cut this out, put the exhaust around that box section, but I won't, because I was just thinking it'd be awkward to get it in and out. Don't take notice of that bar going down, that's just an old pry bar to hold the, it's just holding the back of the body up. As you can see, it's a bit, there's not a lot of support in there. So the body actually comes up here, see, so all that is gap, what you need to let the air through. All this is going to be cut out anyway. I'll show you inside there, get this angle a bit better. Yeah, I've just cut a rough hole in there as it is, but I'll be cutting out neater. Just in case you haven't seen it before, there is 2x1 box running all the way up. There you can see a bit of it there, look. 2x1 box, so it's got plenty of strength in there. I'll show you the back and what I've decided to do with the back end of it. I know it's a bit close and it's not the greatest light in here again at the moment. So I'm not sure what's happening with the green plate or how much that's going to be left. But obviously with that bar's going down to brace where the axle is, and then in here we're going to have a framework, like I said, so that will come off of this chassis frame, whatever you want to call it. It will come out here, run along there, level with this to stiffen all this up. These two bolt holes are, this one here and this one here, they're where the original bit come up in the middle, so I'm going to leave that open, but there'll be like a mesh in there all the way across. This is a bit of tin how it come. I'm only leaving that there to give me an idea of where the exhaust is going to go, and we haven't got the plastic for this side, so that bit of plastic there will be coming off. Hopefully it'll look alright. We'll bring a mesh right round so the heat can come out. It's all to do with getting the heat out of it. But that engine, I don't know how well you can see it if I'm going like that. You can see how low it is compared to when we first looked at this. And I'll show you, because if you haven't seen it with the bonnet on it, or engine cover, whatever you want to call it, I'll put that on now so you can sort of see that there's loads of them, absolute loads of them. So that is with the engine cover on, or the bonnet on, and the seat goes on top of that. You sit on top of that bit, but hopefully there's enough air going through underneath it, and you know, air will be able to, be enough air to go through it to keep everything cool. I don't know, I haven't really looked, you can't see underneath because of the axle, but front axle, but should be plenty of air getting around it. Like I say, you sit on top of that, so yeah. Like I said, this ain't the video what I plan on making. It's just a little update on the fast Hayter to let you know where everything is and what's happening with it, because it's been sitting there a little while now. Well, since lockdown, so that's got to be 3 months in it, something like that. Yeah, so hopefully next week I'll get my gas and we can start welding on it. It won't take long, so next Sunday or Sunday after I'll have the video up and starting on this, hopefully. I'm trying to get my videos to Sundays now, as you might have noticed. I've tried a few live videos. I did one yesterday, well obviously that'll be a little while ago, 2 weeks ago I did a video. But for some reason it took YouTube, after I'd done the live, it took 14 hours before it come up on YouTube, so I don't know. Yeah, who knows, yeah, so like I say, it's not the video I wanted to do, but at least you understand what's going on now. If you've got this file, well done. don't like this sort of stuff, you don't have to watch it. Get the thumbs down, whatever you want. But thumbs up is good, and I'd appreciate that. Yeah, if you're into this sort of thing, you want to see what happens to it, subscribe, ring the bell, you know, all the usual sort of stuff. Take it easy, look after yourself. See you soon, bye bye.
Bye.